Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. And in tonight's video, I want to do a deep chat. Haven't done a deep chat in a really long time. And so I wanted to get really cozy and vibey tonight and do some ASMR, but with the gentle, soft-spoken voice. I've done a lot of deep chat videos in the past, and I want to get back to doing more of them because I think it's good to just talk with you guys and get a discussion going, where I feel like in the Reiki videos, the intuitive healing videos, I'm on a mission, right? This is more more relaxing for me to film and less demanding, if that makes sense. So I have written down a list of things that I want to talk about over the week. The past couple weeks, I've been writing notes down of what I want to talk about, and I think the biggest thing that I want to talk about today is upleveling. Upleveling. Okay, so what is upleveling? Upleveling, first of all, we're in the Reiki room. We're just in a different location. So I have the Reiki frames, the trilogy, the Reiki, the intuitive healing certificate, Reiki master certificate, and we have the vibey light, and then this is the Reiki bed where I have in-person clients come over and I film over here. That's where I film. So I'm kind of like in the middle of the room. Anyways, so upleveling is very uncomfortable for a lot of people. Upleveling can reinforce and establish boundaries, which a lot of people are uncomfortable with setting or establishing boundaries. And upleveling can at times feel like a shock to the system, and a lot of times it can feel like we're taking steps backwards rather than progressing in life. And that's how you usually know that you're upleveling. So let me explain. Upleveling, let me put this microphone down so I can explain to you what upleveling is. So let's say there's two people and their energetic frequencies are like this. And then let's say this person over here starts to uplevel their life. So they start going to bed at a decent time. They start prioritizing their sleep. They start working out. They start meditating. Whatever that highest version of themselves look like, and that can be different for anyone. When I started to really up-level, it was when I started eating nutritious foods, watching what I eat, the quality of the foods, getting sleep, working out consistently. All of those things up-leveled me. So let's say they're these two friends, right? And they're both at the same energetic frequency. When this person up levels and they do all these things that is up leveling their life and they're becoming the best version of themselves, they are raising their vibrational frequency. And then let's say that this person stays the same. So they're doing the same exact thing that they were doing, and they're not up leveling with you, right? Um, and a lot of the times, like attracts like. So let me say it this way too. A lot of the times, people who are friends with each other, like attracts like. So it could start off that these two people share the same interests, they do the same things, um, and then this person starts up leveling, and then this person stays the same. So then what happens to this person right here? What happens to the person that is not up leveling, right? Two things can happen, and usually it's the latter. So one thing that the person can do is up level with that person. You know, asking questions like, oh my gosh, like getting really, questioning it, but getting really, really interested in what the person who is up leveling is doing, right? So they start asking questions, man, like, I see, like, like you look great, you feel great, like I love your energy. What have you been doing recently? And then the person who up leveling shares that information to that person, right? Or another thing that could happen is the person who does not up level, that person could just fall back and the friendship or the relationship can kind of dwindle, right? Doesn't mean that you have to stop being friends, but if there's a difference in frequency, usually that happens, right? There's a shift. You're not sharing the same interests anymore. You're not doing the same things because that person is up leveling. So the relationship could just kind of idle out, or people can start getting very, very resentful because they feel excluded, they feel abandoned, and I believe it's a subconscious. Some people do it consciously, but I think a lot of it is happening at the subconscious level. And I think that a lot of the times when people up level, the people who feel abandoned, less than, whatever it may be, they can get very resentful, they can get very vindictive, they can get very just threatened, is the best way to put it. If you are up leveling in your life, which I have a feeling that a lot of you are because you're watching my video, and you can attest to this in the comment section below, do not listen or engage with people who dim your light when you up level. Please do not do that. That is one of the best signs that you are up leveling, is when that happens. And I know that it can be very discouraging because that person was your best friend. It could even be a relationship, right? You get into a relationship with someone and then you up level and the other person doesn't. Okay? If you don't leave that friendship or if you don't leave that relationship, a lot of the times you can get very resentful too. So it can go both ways. But do not let people who are low vibrational or people who are not up leveling with you dim your light or gaslight you into thinking that you are on the wrong track, or you are being over the top, or you're too paranoid or determined, whatever that looks like, whatever verbiage that is, right? And I do think a lot of the times it can turn into boundaries that need to be set or reestablished. So, especially for me, I can just give you a perfect example. And I haven't, let's be very clear, I'm very supportive in my circle, and my friends and my family. And with my friendships, I feel like people have up leveled alongside me, and those who haven't up leveled alongside me, we're just either, our friendship is just idle or whatever it is. I would say starting the very end of 2023 and the beginning of 2024 and throughout 2024 and all of 2025, I have up leveled even more with like my physical health. So I really make sure I get my sleep. I do not drink alcohol at all anymore whatsoever. The last time that I drank alcohol was like November 2023. And when I go to a party now with friends or family, I don't drink. I have these little things that are called like a mocktail. So basically, it looks like a seltzer, but it's just like a bunch of herbs, ashwagandha. It tastes delicious, by the way. But that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do for my physical health. Alcohol is a poison, and if you're going to drink alcohol, know that that's what it is. And when I hear things like alcohol is the third leading cause of cancer, besides, I think it's obesity and smoking, I'm sorry, like, I don't want to do that. And I think for me, showing up as a Reiki master, this is my vessel. This is my vessel. It needs to be clear so that I can tap into my intuition, my psychic senses, so that I can be the best vessel possible and the best conduit to deliver that Reiki healing energy, that intuitive healing, to receive downloaded information for my clients on YouTube, in person, virtual. And if I'm going to be poisoning myself with alcohol, that's going to make it very hard for me to tap into that, or it's going to dampen my psychic senses. Why do you think they call alcohol a spirit? What do you think happens when you black out? Think about that. Look it up. You go down the rabbit hole if you haven't already. I know no one wants to hear it about the alcohol, but let me just say this. And listen. I'm not talking about the occasional drink or whatever. I'm talking about binge drinking. I'm talking about more than two or three or four, like, you know what I'm saying. There's a difference between I just want to have a glass of wine at night to relax every once in a while, or I want to, celebrate a certain occasion, so I want to have, one or two glasses, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the binge drinking. The reason why I don't want to drink at all is because A, I don't feel a need to, and B, usually a lot of the times I'm an all or nothing person, which may or may not be healthy. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like the binge drinking. But you can go down the rabbit hole. Look up, why do they call alcohol spirits? What do you think happens when you black out? Think about that. You might want to go down the rabbit hole with that. I do also know that alcohol and drugs can open up. It opens up, or it breaks your Weiqi field, which is this golden bubble around your whole entire body. And that makes it hard for you to protect your energy. So then it's very easy for external energies that are not yours, i.e., entities or negative energy, gets attracted to you. So that's just how I feel about alcohol. So when I go into a party and I don't drink alcohol, that's a boundary thing for me. I can have fun with you, I can be in the same room with you, but I am not going to drink alcohol. And if that decision that I do, where I don't drink alcohol, upsets you or it makes you uncomfortable, that's a you thing. That's not a me thing. Why do I have to drink to make you happy? Is it because you feel excluded, or you feel like you're the only one because it threatens you and it makes you question why you have to drink? Most of the time it's a them problem and not a you problem. And so another thing that I want to talk about when it comes to up-leveling is shedding the old version of yourself can be uncomfortable. And it can feel like sometimes your life is falling apart, but it's really falling into your favor. Trust the process. It is divinely guided. So when we up-level, and this can be true for like manifestation as well, when we up-level, when we manifest things. Okay, let me just give you an example. So let's say that you want to manifest 6 figures. Let's just say you want to manifest 6 figures. Let's say in your current job, you want to manifest 6 figures. And then let's say 5 months later or something, you get let go. Unfortunately, you get let go or you get fired or whatever, right? And then a lot of the times people, and it's devastating, right? Let's just say that happens. Devastating. Oh my gosh, why did it happen to me? I thought I was on the right track. I thought I was manifesting, blah, 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 right? Then you go job searching and you find a better job. And instantly when you get into this new job, you start making more money than you ever thought possible, right? So what happened is as you were manifesting this money, the universe and God, whatever you want to call it, whatever you believe in, said, okay, if you want this, I have to make room. I have to make space for you to receive this abundance. And the current job that you are in is not an option because you will never make that money at this job. You don't know that, but God knows that. Universe knows that. So when you get let go or when you get fired and you want to fall into that victim mentality of why did it happen to me, stuff like that, and then you get offered, trust that process, trust it, even though it's uncomfortable, even though it feels like your life is like falling apart, trust the process, because most of the time it's the universe making space so that you can receive what it is that you want to manifest. And a lot of the times that happens when you up level. When you up level, things can fall out of your life because the energy of what was in your life when you were at a lower frequency. And when I say lower frequency, I'm not saying negative energy, just at a lower vibration. Because when you up level, you're at a higher vibration. So when you up level, things might shift around and things might get a little uncomfortable. Like you might sit back and you might be like, oh my gosh, like things are happening a little bit too quickly, or things are shifting a little bit more than I expected. Trust the process. Trust the process. I tell you, trust the process. It can be uncomfortable, but you know, a lot of the times when you are up leveling is when you see those shifts externally. Okay? So I wanted to tell you guys that. And this doesn't, I mean, this does go into the same conversation with up leveling, because in a way, up leveling is healing, okay? So when you do healing work, when you do Reiki, when you meditate, when you journal, when you, I'm going to say work out, because I do believe working out is healing. When you do all those things, it can get very isolating. Two reasons why I think that happens. One is because you're more determined and you have more of things on your schedule that you need to do, right? Like if I know I need to meditate before I go to bed, that means I might have to leave the party early or the social gathering early so that I can get home in enough time to meditate and get my 7 to 9 hours of sleep, right? But I also think that another reason why it is isolating is because when you do your healing work, why do you think I always say at the end of my videos, thank you for being with me in this session tonight, but most importantly, I would like you to thank yourself for taking the time for your own inner healing and self-discovery. Why do you think I say that? A, because it's so much easier said than done to heal. Because a lot of the time people think it can be uncomfortable, which is another thing that I want to get into. I want to make another video about that separate, about how healing is temporarily uncomfortable, but it feels so much better on the other side, okay? But healing, oh gosh, I get so excited and then I jump from one point to the next and then I forget what I was talking about. So I was talking about healing as isolating. Hold on, let me think about it. I was saying that healing is isolating. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. So healing is also very isolating because in a way, you start noticing the lack of healing that other people are doing around you. And you start calling things out the way that you see them because you are a higher vibration, right? At a higher vibration because you are up leveling and because you are healing. You start to notice around you what dysfunction looks like. And then you start noticing, oh, she has daddy issues or she has, abandonment trauma. And this is why she's acting like this. ABC. And then with loving kindness. But then what you start to get annoyed about is that you're over here doing your own healing, but that person's not doing their healing. And so it can be very isolating because it just makes you more cognizant of the healing or the lack of healing that others around you do. And when it comes to loved ones, when it comes to family members, when it comes to friends, and when you heal and you notice that they're not healing, it can cause a separation. It could. It could if you're not mindful of it. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, and I'm not saying that's a good thing. I think that's something that you might want to hold a space of in your, journal or meditation, but that does happen when you heal. And so it can be a little isolating, because I feel like the more that you heal, the more that you just notice what's happening around you. You're more aware of what's happening around you. And what I just want to say about that is just know that you are on the right track. You are becoming the highest version of yourself, and you will be rewarded for that. The universe is always watching. God is always watching. And like attracts like. So when you are at a high vibe frequency, think of a radio frequency, right? You will attract in your life high vibrational attractions. And that usually means that low vibrational attachments that was in your old self, your old life, the old version of yourself, it will fall out of place, usually. And I think that's an amazing thing. I just want to encourage you to keep being persistent and keep doing the work, and you will be rewarded from it, and you will feel so much better. You feel so much better as you go through this journey. And if you do need help, I'm always here. I always am here for Reiki healing, intuitive healing sessions. I also learned a modality about 2-3 weekends ago now, where I learned it's something called natural alignment, and it is basically, think of like an energetic chiropractor, okay? It literally releases pain from the physical body, and it helps structure and realign the body. So when I tell you that my spinal, I received a full spinal alignment in 3 minutes by energy alone, I mean that, and I have it on video. When I tell you that I realigned my grandma's hips and shoulders, where so much, and Nina, you're watching this. She's a YouTube subscriber on here. She will leave a comment section down below, and she will tell you that the natural alignment released sinus pressure completely. It completely realigned her hips and her shoulders so much that she was able to walk without a cane so much faster with no pain. And I texted her about 2 nights ago, and the first week she still feels the effects, and that can be done virtually too. So I incorporate that into my healing sessions. So what a healing session looks like for me, it can either be 2 ways. If you come to me and you say that you have physical pain, right? So you book a session with me in the link down below. You book a session with me, and if there isn't a time that works best for you, you can join the wait list, or you can follow me on Instagram at Michael the Modern Healer. You can chat me and say, hey, these are the times that work best for me. Can you fit me in the schedule? Or you can email me. All the information is in the description box below. You tell me what time works best for you, and I'll see if I can fit you in my schedule. Based on my current schedule, it's probably going to be a weekend. It will be a weekend. I may have some evening sessions available, but so you get a session scheduled with me. I will send you an intake form where I ask you about your perceived stress levels. I ask you about your perceived pain. Where is the pain at? All that kind of stuff. And then you sign a consent form, one-time thing. Based off that answer, let's say that you have a ton of physical pain or moderate physical pain, or I don't have that much physical pain, but I do have a bad knee, or my hips, aren't as loose and I want them to be more flexible, or my shoulders hurt, or I work out a lot, right? So what I will usually do is, let's say that you schedule an hour-long session with me. 20 minutes, I'll start 20 minutes with all physical healing, natural alignment. And then I will, if you're in person, I'll lay you down and I'll do brain balancing if it's virtual, which most of it for you guys will be. Then I proceed with brain balancing. Then I proceed with Reiki for the next 20 minutes. And then at the end, I proceed with 20 minutes of intuitive healing. Let's say that you don't want the physical healing at all. Then I can do 30 minutes Reiki, 30 minutes intuitive healing. So that's what a healing session looks like. And I love doing it. I feel like I can really, really connect more, even on a deeper level, with my in-person clients, and with my personalized sessions. And I feel like I can watch them up level and heal. And who knows, you might be one of those clients who are on my calendar every 3 to 4 weeks because you love it so much and you love the relaxation part of it. Or you may be one of the clients who heal all their traumas and work on everything that you want to work on, and you schedule another session when you feel like there's an energy imbalance or something comes up. It's completely okay. There's no obligation, right? Whatever that healing journey looks like for you. And I always say this, but I do think that there are pros and cons of both in-person and virtual sessions. And I will say that one of the pros I think of a virtual session is that you can be in the comfort of your own home. You can be laying down on the bed. You can be sitting up on a chair. You can be on your favorite sofa or couch. It does not matter to me. And whatever makes you feel most comfortable. And so, yeah, if you've been thinking about it, this is your sign to do it. If you're ready to up level, if you're ready to heal even more, if you're ready to up level, with a true personalized session where I tap in to only your energy and see what comes up, let's do it. All the information is in the description box below. And usually where my psychic senses come from with a personalized session is clairsentience, clairvoyance, and claircognizance. So I feel energy so much. I see it, and it's funny because with my mentorship, I have a mentorship every month with my Reiki teacher. It's about me and 4 or 5 others, all Reiki healers. We have our own practices. And the last session I had with them about 2 weeks ago, we had to go around the room and say what we think our main psychic senses are. So I said, I am definitely clairsentient, so I feel energy. And I do think that I'm claircognizant as well. I just feel like I know things without them being like revealed. I just know things. And my Reiki teacher also goes, and I think you're a little bit clairvoyant as well. I think that you see things, but you don't know what you're seeing. And I go, okay. And so I'm tuning into the clairvoyant a little bit more. And I do think she's right, because I always thought that it was just my imagination. But let's say that I'm scanning your bioelectromagnetic field and I see a lot of cloudy energy around the higher chakras, so your third eye and your crown chakra, right? I always told her, I was like, I thought that was just my imagination. She goes, no, I think that's your clairvoyance. And ever since I started tuning into that, I feel like I can see energy a lot more. So I've been practicing that one. But like when I am doing the natural alignment, right, for the physical healing, and I'm pain draining, so I'm draining pain out of the physical body, I can see that energy leave your body and go back down to Mother Earth for healing. So yeah, that's the psychic senses that I use. Reach out to me if you want a session. Leave it in the comment section below. If you have any questions about upleveling, or if you have a comment about what I said, if you want to have a healthy discussion about it, that's just what I've learned for myself as I've been upleveling, as I've been doing the healing work. And I love getting to chat with you guys. Let me know if you want more deep chat videos like this. I just heard the oven go off, so I'm going to go and get some dinner and enjoy the rest of the night. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, everybody.